Our next book is called Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. And those who did Gals Read last year might remember we had one called Princess Diana and Princess Nubia. It was about like Wonder Woman when she was a little girl on her island. So this is from the same folks who did that. So it's part of the graphic novels for DC kids. DC as in like DC Comics. So it's kind of fun, but this is more of an original story and characters and places. It's about Amaya. Amaya, Princess of House Amethyst of Gemworld, is something of a troublemaker. She and her brother have great fun together until a magical prank goes much too far and her parents ground her to earth. They hope that a whole week in the mundane world will teach her that magic is a privilege, and maybe washing dishes by hand will help her realize that the palace servants should be respected. 3 years later, Amy has settled into middle school and ordinary life. She doesn't remember any other home. So when a prince of the realm brings her home and restores her magical destiny, how will she cope? So as I said, she's a bit of a troublemaker, and right from the first couple pages, we see her committing some pranks, typically just to like palace staff, some of the servants. Her and her little brother are doing pranks together, and one of them goes too far. There's some visiting royalty who had some important business with her parents, King and Queen of Gemworld, and or of House Amethyst, and it goes too far. They get in significant trouble. You see kind of a bit of a glare here, but something pretty valuable and important gets broken, and she gets blamed for it because she's older and she should know better. It was the little brother who did it. But she gets grounded to earth, as it said on the back blurb. Grounded to earth, supposed to just be for 1 week. And 3 years later, we don't really know at first why 3 years went by versus 1 week, but there's these clues that tell us that little by little she's just kind of forgotten her past life. Something about the magic kind of fading away. Here on the top page of this, it says, but they both often had that feeling, the sense that there was something important just out of reach in their memory. So then it goes through kind of her life, in middle school, this princess from a magical realm settling into regular Earth life. And then, out of nowhere, a portal opens up, and Topaz, he's a prince from Gemworld. He shows up, and she has no idea what's going on. At first, she thinks it's a dream. Then she thinks it's just a joke. But he brings her back to this magical place. Not long after they get back to Gemworld, they're faced with these crystal-like creatures. The people in Gemworld call them the spawn of Flaw. Flaw being the big bad guy that we'll see later. No one has ever been able to defeat them. It's kind of an unstoppable force, these creatures. And Amaya, with a sword that she had, it was just like a necklace in the regular world, but it becomes this magical sword when she's there. She somehow manages to stop them, and so everyone has their mind blown, realizing maybe there's hope yet. So there's a royal council that meets from all the different houses. She's back in Gemworld, but mom and dad are nowhere to be found. Her little brother's nowhere to be found, and so she's just kind of thrown into this entire crisis that she is just now learning about after 3 years of life on Earth. So the council of all the different houses in Gemworld meet. They come up with the plan, which is clearly a bad plan. No one was really interested in the solutions from Prince Topaz and from Amaya, who have had this experience now of being able to defeat this supposedly undefeatable foe. Well, when we read to our groups in our Gals Read sessions, we likely won't get super far into the book, but it'll be good to jump ahead so they can see the big bad guy that's referenced early on when she gets to Gemworld. So as you would imagine, we learn a bit more about what happened to her and her brother and the entire realm, and what she can do to stop it. So that's Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld, story of Princess Amaya.